said, like, I want a nice guy. I've always been into, like, the heads or, like, the douchebags of the male community because I was so traumatized by them. I'm sitting there being like, I want a nice man. Like, why can't a guy just come to my life and be so nice and, like, be obsessed with me? And then I find, like, a guy that's really nice, and I am so thrown off. Like, I really did find a guy who's, like, super fucking nice. Like, the most respectful, like, anything I really need, like, he's gonna do it for you. I'm sitting there like, like, I'm the problem. I'm the fucking problem. I do want a healthy relationship. Okay, I really do. More than anything, that's what I want. I think I just still need a guy who, like, gives me a run for my money. I'm so the problem because, like, you're nice. Like, literally, like, Connor from Love Island vibes. But, like, it's just too nice.
Ladies, what do you think about that?
Women don't like nice guys. They don't respect them, I don't think.
Thank you, Myron.
I agree with that statement.
Thank you, Myron. Go ahead.
I think women like, at least for me, like, I like a nice, like, hey, you treat me with respect, you're,
Nice
you know. But, like, if I'm being a bitch, like, you put me in my place. Like, you don't let me walk all over you. So
Thank you. I'm sitting right here. I'm right here.
Right.
You are a nice.
I'm sitting right. I'm right in
I
front
think
of
that's
you.
what most women, and men need to understand that. Like, hey, yes, we do want you to be nice and respectful, but don't let us walk all over you because women will literally, they
will.
we are
them.
animals. We are animals.
We are.
How do you like them to put you in your place, though? Like, in a nice
think-
way?
Murder
Or
apes.
I mean, it just depends on the person. Like, if I'm like, hey, whatever, like, hey, do not talk to me like that. Like, that's not okay. That's not how we handle things. Like, I'm not sure. Like, I can't give you, like, a perfect example, but there's...
But if a guy snapped at you,
But I
it's
do
like
think there's, like, an
energy
energy, like, where you respect a man, and he's like, hey, like, that's not okay. Like, don't let that happen again. Like, hey, we're going to do this. Oh, you're complaining? Too bad. Like, this is what we're going to do, or where we're going to go.
But it all
sounds
depends on
nice,
if the
though.
woman
Like, that
respects
sounds like a
it.
nice person to, hey, this is my boundary, not like, you shut the fuck up. Like, that's not nice.
Sometimes I do need to be told. Sometimes
I don't want anybody
don't
to
think that's
ever
a-
talk to me
I
like
think
that.
that's a
Girl,
terrible
I'm
thing.
with you.
But sometimes
But I don't talk to people like that
if
either.
I snap at someone, and I don't really believe in, like, cussing, like, at your partner or anything, but, like, hey, if I'm, like, raising my voice, I don't think it would be a bad thing if he's like, hey, like, do you want me to talk to you like that? Like, I don't know.
Like, we're not going to do that right now.
Yeah.
Like, check yourself real quick.
Yeah.
No problem. You know.
So to me, that's nice.
Or just
to me,
fuck
that's
you and, like,
somebody
you
who's
know,
nice with boundaries.
But there also has to be, yeah, exactly, boundaries. That's a big thing. Like, you can respect someone, but it has to be, like, reciprocated. You know, as a man, I want to respect my man and make sure that, you know, I'm not being too, like, out of line. Yeah, put me in my place, but respectfully. Don't be disrespectful, and don't make me feel less than just because I might be in a, like, bad mood, you know?
I think for myself, too, I think I also like kind of, we were talking about, you know, like, elementary school, like, the kids that were teasing us, the boys that were teasing us, like, maybe a little, like, funny teasing banter. I do like that, at least. Like, hey, it's kind of a dick sometimes, but... At least for me, just because I do think I can be kind of an asshole. So I don't like someone who is too nice because then I think I can get kind of like bored.
Banter is one thing, but
It's
when
too subjective too, because like if you say like, oh, I like it when this guy's like an asshole, right? But then next second it's like, well, you're being an asshole. It's like there's two different sides.
There's a
to
thin
and
line.
there is a time and place to be sassy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like if
I
you're
mean,
at the
it's never-
wrong time and place, it's not sassy.
It's never going to be ideal. It's never
You're
going to
just
be perfect.
kind of being
like,
a twat.
if you're kind of an asshole sometimes, like there's going to be times where you're being too much of an asshole. So,
And that's
like,
where
it's not-
communication-
It's not going to be perfect all the time.
No
Like,
girl's ever
but-
said, I don't want a respectful man. So it's not nice, it's just respectful.
I always say respectfully disrespect the fuck out of me. Like, you know, in the bed, like, respectfully
all right,
disrespect
so-
the fuck out of me. You know, like that. So,
This is
You have to know what you're talking
this is
about.
what-
though. Like, you have to
and
get,
that,
if you get it, you get
You
it.
know me. You know me if I'm saying that to you.
This is where the confusion comes a lot. So most of the time, as men and with women, if you have a job, if I go to my job, I'm a sales. I'm on the telephone, high ticket salesperson, and I meet all my KPIs and I crush it. I'm the top salesperson in my firm. What happens is my job then rewards me with responsibility, promotions, and more money. Does that make sense? So when I do better or when I do what my employer asks me to do, I'm rewarded with more responsibility and money. When I do the same thing in my relationship with a woman, I am punished horribly. If all I do is what my girl wants, and at no point do I set my own boundaries, I just do whatever she wants, she is always going to leave you. Because it doesn't make any difference. It's one of these situations where you have to be able, as a man, even if it's 51-49, you need to be able to lead. If all you do, any woman out there, if all you did was everything she wanted to do, you only ate where she wanted to eat, and you did everything because you heard this fucking lie, happy wife, happy life. If you did that, then eventually she will leave you. Part of the reason there's a 56% divorce rate in this country is because men receive terrible advice when it comes to dating from Disney, the church, matchmakers, dating coaches, and big tech. They're the ones giving this terrible fucking advice.
I know.
Whether it's Chris GQ Perry, or if it's Will Hitchens, or if it's Justin Baldoni, these people who don't have any idea what they're talking about, trying to give men advice. You need to earn, as a man, you need to earn the fucking right to be vulnerable in front of a woman. You don't need to be vulnerable from day one. You need to earn that right, and she needs to earn the right to make you want to be vulnerable. But on the first date, these motherfuckers are like, my last 3 girlfriends cheated on me. I don't really understand. I just really wanted to find some. I'm just looking to get married.
Well, another
I'm
thing
just
about-
like, I'm just really
looking for
sensitive.
connection.
I'm looking for a connection with someone. Could you imagine if you're a man and you talk about the last 3?
Well, it's just like going into a job and demanding a $300,000 salary.
Sure.
You know, and then also with the job, you do have boundaries. You clock out and you go home.
I agree, but when I do what's asked of me, I get rewarded.
Yes,
In a
you do.
relationship, if I
Yes,
do
you do.
everything that's asked of me, I've been in situations in relationships before where she's like, just don't talk about this or don't bring this up, and everything will work itself out, and the opposite would happen. So I'm telling you, as a man, you're going to have to lead. When she's gonna, everything in the world, you're gonna be like, man, it would be so much easier if I just did everything she wanted, and then we would just be so much happier. And what happens is eventually you're a rudderless ship, and then she starts walking all over you. That's what happens.
Well, would you like 80%
same with
of
your
what we
boss,
want though?
though.
Like how? Like what's the percentage of you'll do what we want? Like we do like 80% of what we want. Like, where's
See,
the line?
the issue with you is
Yeah,
that I'm
it's
pretty sure you are totally fine with men who would do 100% of what you want.
But I make it fun.
Yeah, you make it fun. Off camera with other dudes. Off camera.
Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is that almost the same thing as you. I feel like it's a balance, between being that guy that does everything that you want, literally like kind of what I've heard you talk about in other episodes before, a simp. There's a balance between that and, being in your most masculine. And I think that when you lead a woman the right way, I think that's what it is. You have to lead her in the right way.
Well, that's what simping is. Simping is an unequal exchange of
yes,
value.
Yes. But as a woman, you have to be open to following your guy too,
Yes.
and taking the lead.
And that's so crazy, that topic. Like, I feel like that's been the theme these past few months for me, because I'm the eldest
Same for
daughter.
me.
I'm like used to tight ship. My mom made sure I had to take care of my siblings. So, dating in my early 20s is unlearning some bad habits and, gaining some new ones, but, respectfully. And I'm learning how to take, listen and let someone take the lead for once.
And it
get
doesn't
the
mean
load
you're
off
being
my shoulders.
submissive. It just means you're taking, you are, but you're following the lead. It's like there's this other YouTuber that I follow, and he describes it as a dance. So I wish I could remember what's the name of the YouTube channel, but I listen to it a lot because since my divorce, the last 2 years, I've just really been trying to grow a lot in my relationships and realizing and learning a lot of things that I did wrong, as a woman. And it's one of those channels that I watch, and he talks about that a lot.
Nice.
It's like a dance, like let the man lead the dance.
So here's the issue. The concept when I say a man needs to lead in a relationship, some people who listen to this in a vacuum are like, oh, that's more of that misogynistic red pill talk that they're hearing. Do you know where I get this idea that men need to lead in a relationship? I get it from women who are constantly telling me that men need to lead in a relationship. It's not
If you don't
misogynistic.
let them lead, are you going to do everything?
Correct.
Right.
Then you're going to have to do it.
Well, and
Then you're not going to be in your feminine.
No, and my feminine is I kind of in circles, and I need to be. Hey, we're going this way. Oh, okay, do. Like
Ooh, girl.
I'm that like kind of female. As independent as I can be. But I think you do have a point with that. The men coming in allows you to be like take away that like whole. Oh, I know I'm going north. You know what I mean? It's like just like bring it in your hands. I feel like it's like that whole like trust and warmth.
Gotta
kind
be
of
willing
feminine energy,
and open for
And
change, too.
Us like women don't get our feminine energy that much these days. I feel like.
Armani, do you find it difficult to sort of like allow that for yourself?
Absolutely.
With guys, like it's hard to trust.
Yeah, and that's so crazy you said that. Absolutely. Like I said, I had to unlearn a lot of bad habits, but it came from trust issues and, past tense things. And now that I'm learning more about myself and I'm comfortable with myself, I'm willing to like open up for the right person, but they have to earn it, That's just what it is. Not everybody gets that version of me.
Yes.
But when they do get it, it's beautiful, I'm telling you. So yeah, that's just how I feel about it.
That is beautiful.
Thanks.
Well put.
Oh my God, stop. That's so
the reason
sweet.
I'm bringing that up is because one of the most common problems I hear from like these shows from women, not even just this show, but other shows as well, is that they like men ain't shit. So they can't find the guy who they would feel comfortable like sort of relinquishing that sort of trust or relinquishing that power. I don't like using the term submission either. I usually use the term deference. Like if the guy has authority, you're deferring to his authority. Meaning like he's going to say, this is where we're going, this is what we're doing today. Like, and it's you're guiding the ship kind of thing. You're the one who's actually driving the car. Now I kind of liken this to like when I first started dating my wife. The first thing she did was she handed me the keys to her car. And I never met a woman who'd done that before. And that was kind of like the analogy or whatever, the metaphor for the rest of our marriage, right? Was she gave me the keys to her car. Usually it's like you're dating somebody, it's like you're driving your own damn car because I don't trust you to drive me or anything like that. Like right from the jump, it's like, here's the keys, you're in the driver's seat, you're driving the car. And that's, like whenever I've had to move to different places, or if I had like a business opportunity to move to even out of state, it was never, hey, what about my friends? What about my family? What about this? She just said, you're my husband and I go where you go. And that was just the defining moment of the whole relationship right there. And I don't think enough women can trust guys in that power dynamic simply because they've been taught that men are inherently untrustworthy. They're either Homer Simpson, they're incompetent, or they're borderline abusers. And if those are the three choices that women get in sort of the modern dating world, I can totally understand why they wouldn't want to do that, because they're looking for long-term security. If they can't trust, like if the general definition of a guy is those three choices, then yeah, you're going to want to make your own damn money, get your own degree, have your own business. I got the bag. I can't trust men for my long-term security, much less defer any kind of authority to these guys. So that's why the guard is up, and that's why I asked you that, Armani.
And if you're not fucking me right at the end of the night, I'm sorry. What authority?
Laying down a good dick has got to be part of it too. Yes.
Is it better? Is it better if it's on camera? Is it better?
You are going to fight at the end of this.
Just curious. I just want
As long as it's on camera.
Yeah.
I'm going to off-camera square up with you.
You guys are built different.
I think that's one of the biggest points of contention in all of these shows. It really, like when I have to go and watch, for sake of educating myself for these shows or looking for like clips and stuff like that. 9 times out of 10, that's the problem. The problem is women have been taught that men are inherently untrustworthy.
I agree.
So therefore, they have to
yes.
create their own security for themselves in the long term.
I don't know if it's they've been
And
taught
then
as much as they've learned. They've learned that.
Yeah. We walk through parking lots with our keys in between our hands.
Well,
and
you
motorcycle.
You got to remember, it wasn't always like
pay
prior
attention
to the sexual revolution. That wasn't the case. It was just, this is just how it is.
I
Your
feel like-
grandparents, even your parents didn't have to think about stuff like that. You do, because ever since we got out of like the Gloria Steinem era of feminism, post sexual revolution, it's everybody for themselves. Everybody's the same. Men and women are the same. It's all the blank slate. It's all social constructionism, and it's simply not. And so as a result of that, we're trying to clean up the mess of the last 60 years. And part of that mess is women can't trust men.
A little off topic, but I asked my mom sort of jokingly what it was like to not be able to have a bank account back when she was younger. And she gave me a pretty serious answer. She said, I don't know. I didn't think about it. I went and cashed my check at the drugstore and we just got cash. But she said life was no different back then. There was no tension just because women weren't allowed to have a bank account.
Yeah, and men were allowed to cheat without internet blowing up. Like so much has changed. Like us women became more knowledgeable of what all the men were doing. Back in the day on those office visits and shit.
I feel
look
like
at the Mormons going on their like business trips and stuff.
Yeah.
Come on now, we saw that
I
documentary.
think it's a vicious cycle, though. It's like everything that you said, but at the same time, with today, it's just so confusing, with the whole feminine masculine thing. And I feel like the more feminist we get, the more we're demasculizing men.
I agree.
If that makes sense.
So what's the cure to all this? How do we?
Oh, you want my
fix
answer?
things? I want your answer.
Oh yeah, no, there's no cure. We're all. How did you guys not
Very
know?
confusing.
Did I not explain that before?
The meteor has to come.
Did I not explain it? I thought I explained this before. Yeah. So,
No,
so
I feel like it's understanding.
there
If
is
we-
no. There is no solution. If there was a solution,
Yes, there
you
is.
would have found a guy
Maybe
when you were
it's there
18.
is discernment.
You would have
You guys
married
are the
him and you would have
problem.
stayed with him forever.
You're
There
making too
is
much
no
of it.
solution.
I'm
This is
trying.
how the world
I'm
is.
trying.
In the next 25 years, men will be robots. All of this will be over. I don't understand what you guys.
I
Did
know.
I not
That's
explain
me.
this well enough?
I know
Yeah.
you did. I can't.
Yeah, we're-
it makes
oh.
me ill. I can't.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I've
Hopefully
been
in the
looking
next
up at
10
the
years,
meteor
women will
coming
be
down, wiping us all out. Fucking dinosaurs.
Say
And I've been
anything,
very
dinosaur.
I thought I was very clear about this. There is no solution to any of this.
AI.
The solution is, as a
Discernment.
man, you just figure out, like, I'm on the Titanic. I'm getting a bunch of lifeboats, and I'm taking a couple guys who want to join MOA, and they get to jump on the lifeboat with me, and then we get to live a better life until our grandkids start.
How many bikini model contestants
I
can
need
jump
to
on
know.
lifeboat too?
Here's the solution. Here's the solution.
I need to know. Have you ever fucked a
guys
robot?
do everything that makes you more full. Then that's your solution right there.
Then you can get on the lifeboat.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just asking Mike if he's ever fucked a
I've
robot.
never fucked a robot. No, no.
That's
Anyone here ever
insane.
fucked a robot?
No.
That's true.
Oh my god.
I think women be
Robots for
women
years.
have already been doing it.
Click the link in the description below, and I'll send you my high status networking playbook for free so you can start meeting high quality women today.